Hello, this is S.K. Williams, and yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. Unfortunately, I did not have time to make a St. Patrick's Day address because I was called away unexpectedly. So, one benefit of being called away was that I was able to go to my mother's house a day early, where I have internet access. For those who don't know, I'm caring for a house in a remote area, and I don't have internet access personally. But it is a shame that I didn't get to make my St. Patrick's Day address for this channel or for my new channel. Nor did I load my Lenten reflection for the week. But I would like to say Happy St. Patrick's Day and remind everyone that this is a saint's day. It speaks to the very fact that Christianity is the bedrock of Western culture, of Irish culture in particular, and by stripping it away and embracing secularism, supposedly non-religion, all we've done is created a new religion, but a sterile one that will inevitably have its own heroes to celebrate, and in some cases does. But most of the time those heroes fail, and those principles are not as inspiring. Because there's nothing inspiring about aiming low. But there's much to inspire us when we aim high. And St. Patrick aimed high. He was originally either from England or Wales, was captured and made a slave in Ireland, gained his freedom, but then went back to Ireland to preach and convert a country. Such heroism is much better than simply writing a philosophy based on selfishness that reduces us to material and economic terms, or leading a trade union, or fighting a revolution to implement that philosophy of selfishness and greed that reduces us to economic units. The simple reality is, Christianity speaks to the metaphysics of our existence in a way that modern secular religion does not. And Christianity is honest. Secularism today says it is not a religion, and by definition it means not religious. It means a lack of a religion. It means neutrality toward religion. But in reality, secularism is a religion. It makes demands. It makes promises of a utopian future that never occur, though. And even, I think, the most ardent secularists who have convinced themselves that secularism in all of its promises are true, know deep down that they're not. The human mind is capable of such divisions. I think they know it's not true. But they don't want to admit that it's not true. They convince themselves it's true in that part of man that creates the persona. But subconsciously, they know it's not. Whereas Christianity, as much maligned and ridiculed as it is true, and it speaks to higher truths of humanity. And those who endlessly berate it as false suffer from the same syndrome that people do when they don't want to admit something is true. The old saying, "The lady doth protest too much," comes to mind. St. Patrick was a great man, but only because he was a great man of God. He stood for something. He represented something. And it is something that we have lost in our world, and something we need to regain. And let us reflect on this day after St. Patrick's Day. I don't have much else to say, so I shall take my leave of you now. Thank you, God bless, and goodbye.